Most brake and shift cables these days have a plastic lining built into the housing, which eliminates the need for lubrication. However, if you ride a lot in wet weather or have an older bike without the plastic lining, you'll want to lubricate your cables to prevent rust and improve braking and shifting. I like to use Tri-Flow to lubricate my cables, as it is very effective at penetration and lasts a long time. Most bike shops will carry it, or they may have a similar product that will work just as well. Make sure you shake the bottle before use and have a rag handy to wipe off any excess. Most brake and derailleur systems have some sort of quick release system that allows you to release the cable from its stop. Here it is demonstrated on a cantilever brake, but other systems like side pull, U-brakes, and V-brakes have similar quick release mechanisms. Once the brake is released, compress the lever, pull on the housing, and slide it through the barrel adjuster until the inner wire is exposed. Now carefully squeeze a few drops of oil onto the inner cable just above where it runs down into the housing. If the cable is vertical, the oil will run down on its own. Slide the cable housing back into the barrel adjuster and reconnect the brake. To lube the rear shift cable, first shift the gears up until the chain is on the largest sprocket, and then stop the wheel from rotating. With the freewheel stopped from moving, shift your shifter all the way in the opposite direction, as if you were going to shift to the smallest sprocket. The rear derailleur should now be stuck on the largest sprocket, which will give you enough slack to fully release the cable from the frame. Pull the upper section of the outer cable down, leaving a section of inner cable exposed. Loop the cable the same way as the brake cable, and then reconnect the outer housing. Now pull the lower section of housing free from the frame and slide it away from the derailleur. Repeat the lubrication process and then reconnect the housing. Don't forget to move your rear shifter back to the largest sprocket before rotating the rear wheel. To lube the front shift cable, shift the front derailleur into the largest sprocket and then stop the crank from rotating. And move the shift lever all the way in the opposite direction. Disconnect and lube the upper housing of the front shift cable the same way as you did the rear. Reconnect the cable, and once again make sure to shift the lever back where it was before rotating the crank.